inulan kami. Ito yon kasi yon. Ay, ano yung agsobli nito eh? Awan ng tikanos na ay.
Hello, it's me again, Elimar Helper. Stay out at your service, and thank you for your like, subscribe, and please share. Thank you. This is the promises of God to everybody. It says in Jeremiah 29:11-14, "For I know the plan I have for you, declares the Lord, plan to prosper you and not to harm you, plans to give you the future. Then you will call on me and come in prayer to me, and I will listen to you. You will seek me and find me. When you seek me with all your heart, I will be found of you, declares the Lord, and I will bring you back from captivity. I will gather you from all the nations and places when I have vanished you, declared the Lord, and I will bring you back to the place from which I carried you into exile." It says in 1 Corinthians 2:7-8 and 9, it says, "No, we declare God's wisdom, a mystery that has been hidden, and that God disdained for our glory before time began. None of the rulers of the age understand it, for it has had they would not have crucified the Lord of glory. However, it is written, no eye had seen, no one ear had heard, and what no human mind had perceived, the thing God had prepared for those who love Him." First Peter 2, verse 8-9. "And a stone that causes people to stumble, and a rock that make them fall. They stumble because they disobey the message, which also what they disdained for. But you are a chosen people, a royal priesthood, a holy nation, God's special possession, that you may declare the praises of Him who called you out of darkness into His wonderful light." Ephesians 2, verses 8-9. "For it is by grace you have been saved through faith. And it is not from yourself. It is the gift of God, not by your work, so that no one can be boast."
Stop!
Romans 8:28, verse 29. "And we know that in all things God works for the good of those who love Him, who have been called according to His purpose. For those God foreknew, He also predestined to be conformed to the image of His Son, that He might be the firstborn among the brothers and sisters." Romans 12:2, "Do not conform to the pattern of the world, but be transformed by the renewing of our mind, Then you will be able to test and approve that God's will is His good, pleasing, and perfect will. Revelation 20:12. And I saw the dead, great and small, standing before the throne. The book were open, and the other book were open, which is the book of life. The dead are judged according to what they have done, as recorded in the book. So be sure that our names are listed in the book of life. Proverbs 20:24. A person's steps are directed by the Lord. How then can anyone understand his own way? Psalm of David and Psalm 23. The Lord is my shepherd, I lack nothing. He makes me lie down in the green pastures. He laid me beside the quiet waters. He refreshes my soul. He guides me along the right paths. For His name's sake, even though I walk through the dark of valley, I fear no evil. For You are with me. Your rod and Your staff, they comfort me. You prepared a table before me in the presence of my enemies. You anointed my head with oil. My cup overflows. Surely Your goodness and Your love will follow me all the days of my life, and I will dwell in the house of the Lord forever. This is Solomon had observed, and he put them into writing. So we can find them in Ecclesiastes chapter 3, verse 1 to 8. Time of everything. There is a time for everything, the season of every activity under heaven, a time to be born and a time to die, a time to plant and a time to uproot, a time to kill and a time to heal, a time to tear down and a time to build, a time to weep and a time to laugh, a time to mourn and a time to dance, a time to scatter stones and a time to gather them, a time to embrace and a time to refrain from embracing, a time to search and a time to give up, a time to keep and a time to throw away, a time to fear and a time to mend, a time to silence and a time to speak, a time to love and a time to hate, a time for war and a time for peace. Ecclesiastes 5, 1 to 3. Guard yourself when you go to the house of God. Go near to listen rather than to offer the sacrifice of fools who do not know what they do wrong. Do not be quick with your mouth. Do not be hasty in your heart to utter anything before God. God is in heaven, and you are on earth. So let your work be few. A dream comes when there are many cares, and the word work mark speech of the fool. When you make vow to God, do not delay to fulfill. He has no pleasure in fulfill your vow. It is better not to mark a vow than to make one and not to fulfill it. Do not let your mouth lead you into sin. Do not protest. To tempt messengers, my vow was a mistake. Why would God be angry at what you say and destroy the work of your hand? Much dreaming and many words are meaningless. Therefore, fear God. Solomon continues in chapter 5 and verses 10 that riches are meaningless. As he says, whoever loved money never had enough. Whoever loved wealth never satisfied their income. This too is meaningless. As good increase do not those who consume them, and what benefits are they to the owners except the feast their eyes on them? And the sleep of the labor is a sweet whatever they are in a little or much. But as for the rich, their abundance permit them no sleep. And the grievous evil under the sun, wealth hoarded and the harm of its owner, or wealth lost through some misfortune, and when they have children, there is nothing left for the inherit. Everyone come from naked, from their mother's womb, and everyone come to depart, and they take nothing from their toil they can carry it in their hand. As everyone come, so they depart, to the gain since they toil in the winds, and the day they eat the darkness, and the great frustration and affliction and the anger. This is what I observe to be good. It is appropriate for the person to eat, to drink, and to find satisfaction, and to toil some labor under the sun during the few days of life God had given to them, for it is His lot. Moreover, when God gives someone wealth and position and the ability to enjoy them, accept their lot and happy in their toil, this is a gift of God. They seldom reflect of the day in their life, because God keep them and occupy them with the gladness of their heart. Thank you once again. I hope to see you again next time. God bless.